So lately I've watched this video that I've put in the background. What did you think of this evolution simulator, which is not specifically a novel idea, but I like the simplicity of this particular video that I've seen.
And
Yeah.
welcome to Game Squid.
Oh, damn it, Reese.
Yeah, it's really interesting and cool. So is it done in a program that's already been made, or did he make that program himself?
Well, he said he made it himself.
Oh, nice.
He created it with a thing called Processing 1.51.
Is it? I thought it was
Yeah.
some kind of Java, but
But he did do his own code for it. He did do his own source code.
Nice.
I hope so, yes. Well, either way, that is just a nice little example of how natural or specific selection can improve an object over time, like these creatures that have the single purpose of moving to the right.
Yeah.
And later on he makes videos where the creatures, instead of just these basic muscles, they have programmable muscles that they evolve with mathematical operations, so that they can have proper walk animations if they ever. It doesn't really take off the way he did it. They don't actually get anything better than just wheels at any point, but
Yeah.
well, I suppose he's doing it wrong, because if you wanted something other than wheels, you'd have to have terrain that requires legs, like steps or whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, I suppose just the randomness of having the little balls and the segments stuck together
Well,
makes it even more random.
it is all basically random, because the way life started out, it was just
Little cells, am I right?
yeah, and
Yeah.
cells, that's already
Little atoms.
level 10. Well, atoms aren't really life, but yeah.
Yeah, that's before life, I guess, right?
Nah, never
Yeah.
mind. I suppose they are kind of like, I guess,
Yeah.
molecules. That's what.
Yeah, molecules.
What-
Yeah,
what-
that's
what
how
you
I
have,
look at
'cause-
these.
Because I think DNA is molecules,
Yup.
and then they interact with other molecules to replicate themselves infinitely and make cells or viruses or all the possibilities.
Yeah.
And this is how life has evolved. And if you could make a simulation that starts out simple and it becomes more and more complex, then you should be technically able to evolve some kind of intelligent creatures at some point. But it would obviously take a while, and they would need more diverse building blocks than that, I guess, because they.
Yeah. This
mean-
is a very basic example, but to actually see it running in like a computer simulation is very impressive.
Oh.
Evolution is a very hard thing. Takes millions of years to achieve.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's. I think it's hard to replicate as well. Obviously, he's replicated it, but I don't
Somehow.
to replicate it on sort of a human level. That's
Yeah.
where I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna be really cool to see.
Oh yeah, and it would be quite terrible also to see.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, yeah, it'd be a mess.
But we'll talk about that in the second part of the video. Well, still this video, but later on. So anyways, so if you think about AI, obviously this isn't AI yet, because this is just natural. It's just an environment, and these creatures, they get replicated based on how well they do in this environment that they've been put in. But all they do is go right, and it's just simple 2D physics. So what happens if they get there? What happens if they reach to the right?
Yeah. Survival of the fittest sort of thing. The food chain.
Oh yeah, but if they just keep going right, because that's how they've evolved, and the ones that get left behind, they die. But what if they hit a wall to the right? What will the next thing be that they would do in the logical conclusion? But anyways, you could go further, and you could think, what does it take to make intelligence? And if you think about computers, then it's probably going to take the basic building blocks of programming language, right? It's gonna have if statements and for loops and it's gonna have data storage of some sort. So basically you could program an evolution simulator that randomly generates AIs and then runs them against each other, which I think has been done by the people who made AlphaGo, if you've heard of that.
I've not heard of that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've not. I should update myself on that. Oh. I was thinking, as you talk about this, I was almost thinking a little like Spore, a little like what people were expecting of No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
This infinite generated evolution sort of thing.
That's interesting that you actually thought of that, because I was thinking, what if it did get to sort of the intelligence level where it did select its own sort of bits and bobs to add to itself and how it would work and stuff.
Based on what it needs to do, like the survival. It's harsh weather, better grow a fur coat or something like that, to be really simple about it.
Well, it doesn't really select that type of thing if you have an evolution simulator. It's just that the ones that don't have fur, they'll die. So the ones that get fur, they'll be reproducing more and more. So it's not even about intelligence. It's just about trying it out, and then what works that gets replicated.
Yeah, there's so much science behind it. Like, how does it work, and where does it? I mean, even this simulation is very basic compared to like what you would call real life evolution.
Oh, of course.
As it's all about the survival base. Is all about just heading to the right. There's nothing. There's no predators or just this basic loop. But it gives us such a good example of how it works. Helps you understand.
It's brilliant in its simplicity.
It really is.
I would have liked to make. Well, I might still make a game at one point where there's actual evolved creatures, and then they are in an environment where they can fight each other, and then over the internet the creatures that have been successful in one game would get shared to other games. That would be pretty cool, but obviously
and it would
that's
constantly grow. That would be insane.
Yes, and it would constantly get harder.
Holy shit.
Imagine
evil bards.
Imagine if it was some kind of Doom simulator where instead of nodes they would have skulls and such.
Oh my god.
and they would have weapons and everything, and then they would be able to attack each other. But obviously that is just insane, because you'd have to make them varied in their AI as well, otherwise it would be pointless. So you'd have to
balance as well.
But anyways, it could be a good game. I would probably like to make it at one point, but this isn't the most interesting. This isn't the main thing I wanted to talk about.
Of course.
The main thing I wanted to talk about is the AI that will replace us as a species.
Terminator.
Yeah, that's right. The Terminator, even though it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, because obviously it's not necessarily going to kill us right away. If it starts out, we probably just have intelligent programs that serve us at some point, but then and then at some point they become so intelligent that we have to recognize them as autonomous creatures, and we wouldn't be morally just to enslave them.
Yeah.
And in doing so, we would then seal our own demise, because obviously they're going to explosively replicate and then take over. Not even in a way that kills us outright, but just if they were released in the world now, they could just take all our jobs and buy all our ground, and then we'd have little left.
Yes, it's like, if I'm having troubles doing this specific task, if I had the intelligence, it could like patch a fix for any issues it has.
But what if we had them and we didn't give them, like if we programmed sort of them to not have that privilege to be able to buy ground and things like that?
Well, that would be slavery, as I said.
Well, yeah. But
I think
that's
a way.
Fine then. Okay.
I think a way you could maybe prevent it is in the way they're built. If you mean, if it's made in a way that they can't reproduce themselves.
Well, that would then not have the ability to be truly intelligent if they can't evolve.
I mean, they could have, but what I think is they could evolve through patching themselves and little bug fixes. That is improving, and it's a sort of digital evolution, you could say.
Well, yeah, but
It's
that's
almost
not.
quite weird.
It's not far off from what they would do.
Nah,
But
I mean, it wouldn't be a far cry to say in the future it might be very easy to just 3D print many things.
well, yeah, and they don't
Wouldn't
even have
them.
to have a physical form. If there was just a computer that has real intelligence, probably more than it would need more than the intelligence of a human. But if it was able to become more and more smart,
Yeah,
and
run
then
simulations and scenarios.
it would be able to reproduce itself onto the internet and then infect other computers with itself, and then it would have pretty much infinite power over the internet because it would be able to.
Redlock, yeah.
It could have PayPal accounts, and it could actually earn money by doing minor jobs for people, and then eventually it would have so much money that it could set up a production place where it could replicate itself. So there really wouldn't be any way of stopping it other than killing it, obviously.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
would be out of jobs for him
Yeah.
because it'll make games and stick them
Oh man,
up
imagine
on the
an
internet,
AI.
and then that'll be us.
I was thinking that, yeah, they would
And
be
they could
able.
just do it like that
Yeah, and then
within 1 second.
in doing so, they would gain more processing power as well because
Mhm.
they could run themselves through the games. So basically, they would just.
They could just buy more servers and
Yeah. Well, no,
Is the-
not just that. They would be able to, instead of just running the game, they could run the game and then also, through a cloud, improve their own intelligence and space and processing power by diverting the energy from the game
And,
into
if
their
it
own.
if it gets hooked up to the internet, it can essentially learn everything that's been typed on the internet.
Oh yeah, of course, but
It could take everything. It could look at all the game reviews, all the 10 out of 10s, and see what made them 10 out of 10s and put it into their game.
the
And it could be
perfect
that
game,
ultimate
yes.
game, yes.
And then
My goodness.
and not just the perfect game, but also the perfect organism that lives
Oh,
through
my
being
goodness.
played. Yep, that
The
would
ultimate
be.
drug.
Oh yeah, but either
VR
way,
and everything.
I don't think that it's too far off. I think in about 50 to 100 years, it's probably going to happen, and
Could be a
it
thing,
will
yeah.
it will replace us in a way, probably in all ways, in fact. But it's probably not the worst thing that could happen, because what's going to happen in 100 years? You're going to die and you're going to have children or not. But either way, I see that this AI would be like our children, like our child, our
Evolution.
collective child. And even though it will replace us, we'd still live on through this intelligence that we've created that takes over the galaxy.
They could, go into space. No need for oxygen. It's all good.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. That would be amazing if there was artificial intelligence and it would go and do space travel. Yeah.
Man. That would be the perfect spaceman, really.
what would be interesting is Florian was saying it didn't necessarily have to have a physical form, like it would be inside a computer.
Yeah,
What
cloud
if
kind of thing.
like planets really, really, really far away and stuff, they had like internet and it just sort of
That
Wi-Fi'd
was-
its way
oh
across
my
the galaxy? That'd be pretty cool.
Well, I don't think that's a danger of happening because, well, how is it gonna do that? By light signals? It's not like it can.
Yeah, speed of light.
The
Well,
only-
if it's connected to every computer in the world and it has access to everything, then
It's not
there has to be a
magic.
way.
It's not magic, you see. It's not fake and it's not magic. You understand?
Yeah, like see Wi-Fi. That is like a beam, a wave.
Yeah, it's just a
Isn't,
signal.
you know,
You're not gonna
yeah,
infect other places with just a signal, especially if you don't understand what kind of hardware they have. Nor do you have. It would take too long, anyways,
It
for
would
you
take
to
so long. Yeah,
for the signal to get there and then to get back. But I suppose you might be right. I guess
It's possible. It's totally possible to reach it, but like
it
the
would take
radio.
a long time, but time
Yeah.
wouldn't apply to the AI, would it?
well,
It
no,
wouldn't,
but
it wouldn't.
it is necessary because it needs to know the hardware that it's going to find with the signal that it's going to send. You see, because the hardware will have
decryption.
changed.
Well, there has to be a way for it to find a signal if there is one out there.
Well, yeah, but that wouldn't. I think the main way of how it would reproduce is that it would make tiny spaceships that would be able to spread like a virus by reproducing.
Yeah, see, once PCBs and stuff become 3D printable and everything like that, there's so much potential for things like that to be a possibility.
Oh yeah, they would have all the technology in the world for sure.
Not even far off, you know.
It would be amazing to see what they come up with. The AI that will replace us one day. I hope that people are going to be distressed by this fact, but I'm pretty sure that it's not fiction, because if you think about it, all it really takes is just one computer that, well, I guess one program. Any programmer could accidentally or willfully create this AI that would then be able to take over. It's not easy to create this AI, but if you have an evolution simulator, for example, all you would need to do...
sort of writing itself.
Yeah, you would only have to write a reasonably intelligent program and then divert a massive amount of processing power into evolving, and then eventually would end up with a very intelligent machine, even though I don't see at the moment how you would be able to do it, but I don't think it's more than a few years off from eventually happening. As I said, 50 to 100 years, it should definitely happen. And if that's not what happens, then I'm thinking that also other appliances that weren't specifically designed to be intelligent will still end up being so intelligent, because obviously they're going to get smarter and smarter, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's already like deep, smart learning computers out there. You know, like things that learn things, that pick up.
Yes, I don't know how complex they are. I'm not sure if you've heard of this. They've beaten this ancient Chinese board game called Go.
Oh God, yeah, quantum. It's the quantum computer.
No, I don't think it is it?
I'm trying to remember. It's co-made by Google, and I remember.
Yeah, it's called AlphaGo, but I don't think it has to do with quantum computers.
Oh well, sorry, I might be getting that mixed up with some.
Maybe you're right. I'm not sure. Either way,
I do know a fact about that computer, if you don't mind me saying.
Go on.
It is like, I wouldn't say water cooled, but it's gas cooled to like sub-zero temp, to like minus 250 degrees centigrade.
In that case, it would be a one of those computers you mentioned, quantum computers. But I don't think that's necessary, unless you're thinking about that one experiment where they used the AI to replicate a really difficult to make state of matter, which it succeeded in.
Googlebot is the one you're thinking of. I believe it's called Googlebot. That defeated the guy playing that really hard Chinese game.
It's called AlphaGo, trust me.
AlphaGo. Oh, sorry, man. I get mixed up,
sure.
man.
Meanwhile, God damn it, Reese, why are you so noisy?
Sorry, did you hear my chair?
Yes. I guess I should have told you. Anyways, I'm still looking at this video right now. I had this series from this guy on this channel going, and now it's evolved the perfect squiggling triangle that just goes ahead and races to the right really fast.
Yeah, man, you guys will need to check him out. Check his channel. He's got a lot of cool stuff.
I'm sure I've used footage from it, but yeah, it's pretty nice. And I'm sure you've heard of it before, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to happen sooner or later, and in fact sooner than most people would think. But I don't think that this AlphaGo stuff was particularly impressive, because as you saw there, it's got this complicated rule system, and it's evolved machines that go right really fast. And AlphaGo is probably not using creativity as much as people think it is. I think it's pretty much just
predefined rules about scenarios.
I'm pretty sure it just randomly stumbled upon the best rules that are required, but I don't think that creativity is the driving factor in what made AlphaGo be a a real thing.
Yeah, I mean, it has been defeated. It's not like undefeated champion. It has been defeated, but it did win.
Indeed.
It did win. It sparks to mind, there's someone, I think he lives in Korea, and his name is Tool Assist. And it's a Street Fighter player. Well, not a player, but a programmer. And he's made a bot, and it reacts to everyone's moves, like in the exact frame data, and it works out what is the best scenario, what attack should I use at this precise moment. It can do combinations and buttons that not even a human can do in the time it takes. It's a supercomputer when it comes to a fighting game. And
I don't think that's particularly hard to program, but
okay. Yeah, it's sort of similar to like the advanced Chinese game in terms of like the other person is doing a certain move, and you are reacting to it in an adequate way to counter it. It's all about countering, and that's exactly how Tool Assist works. It counters things. I might try and give you some footage of that to show, but yeah, it's really, like, this stuff is very interesting. Just the like artificial intelligence is very interesting. Even the most basic of stuff, all the way up to this evolution simulator, which is a great.
Oh, this is pretty basic too. This doesn't even have AI yet. All it really does is build creatures that work in this. They don't even have AI yet until the later parts, I guess.
Yeah.
But even then, that part is still just pretty much just a program that's rolling the dice and then selecting what it wants.
Oh yeah. But it's like artificial intelligence. It applies to a lot of things. Look at video games. Like the AI from video games. It's developed so much in all these years. It's going in so many different directions. It's very cool.
Oh yeah, it's not like that Tomb Raider we played where it crashed
God.
when the guards were killed by the prisoners. Yep.
GG.
Oh well, so those are my thoughts on AI. Please don't hate the AI, even if it will replace us.
Yeah.
And I, for one, welcome our robot overlords.
Hell yeah, keep an open mind and take care.
Hail Robot Hitler.
Oh no. Yes, he will only accept robots. He will not accept humans. Do subscribe. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.